I'm Danny Gurry, and you've tuned in to Good Morning Frederick. It's a podcast, well, about Frederick. Everything, the people, the businesses, the nonprofits, and the cool stuff. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Good Morning Frederick.
Hi, I'm Dr. Allison Bomba, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, June 4th, and I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Well, it looks like a beautiful, beautiful day today. I'm telling you, I love this weather that we're having. There's nothing better than waking up with the sun shining. And I hope you have a great day today. Here's what's happening on Good Morning Frederick today. We've got our morning roundup with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD. I'm going to go over a highlight of some of the events happening in and around Frederick and make sure you mark your calendars for some. Then we're going to talk with Sarah from Butters Breads. Let me tell you, Frederick is not the place for you to do carb-free right now. We got so many amazing cottage bakers, and Sarah is one of them. And then Scott Marcerone from Let There Be Rock School Fest, which is happening this weekend, this Saturday, actually. He's going to join us live on the show to talk about this event and the bands that are playing and why really these festivals are so important to the people playing music at Let There Be Rock School. And I tell you, it's amazing. Adults and kids. So if you're kind of going through that midlife thing and you've always wanted to join a band and people say, oh my gosh, you should be singing professionally, you should reach out to Scott at Let There Be Rock School. I have a few adult friends who have joined bands and they gig on weekends and have a great time. If you were looking for a side hustle that you enjoy, this would be a great one. All right. Mountainside Education and Enrichment Center is the beneficiary of the proceeds from the merchandise sold, the Good Morning Frederick merchandise sold at the Home of Everything Frederick and online. They get 100% of the proceeds. I will update very soon. I have to check. I didn't even check to see what we were donating to the Big Tree Memorial Fund. I almost forgot. Goodness. Anyway, Mountainside Education and Enrichment. We ran the interview with Joe Richardson on Monday, talking about how their goal is to keep good food out of the landfills by offering it to other students in schools by having refrigerators available, meaning, hey, you don't want that milk? No problem. Go put it in the fridge. It's unopened. It is great for another student who may want seconds, may want that piece of fruit, may want that milk or other beverage. So I love it. I think it's great. He's talking about keeping millions of pounds of food out of the landfill, which I always think is great. All right, let's go ahead and, let's first say good morning. Oh, Michelle Payton, good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Of course, Mama Cone is in the house. Have a wild, wonderful Wednesday. Getting good. She's getting good on that alliteration. And of course, Pulling for Veterans joining us this morning as well. Oh, good morning to Tommy Skaggs. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, June is PTSD Awareness Month, and you can get your PTSD Awareness shirts at the Home of Everything Frederick. That is true. That is true. Stop in and check out the shirts and all the other unique items they have there. Thank you so much for that. Oh, Andrew, Music is joining us this morning. Drew and his family are the owners of the Salty Seahorse that you've been hearing on the show. If you've been looking to go to Corolla, North Carolina, you can reach out to Andrew. Here's the thing. I'm going. Andrew, I didn't text you yet, but I'd love to go the last weekend in August. And we're going to go check it out. And we're going to show it to you. I need a getaway. Don't you? I know, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and get the show started officially. Good Morning Frederick is sponsored by Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard of Frederick, open daily, noon to 9 p.m. You can also pick up a hot pretzel or iced coffee or try that Kool-Aid Sharkleberry Fin. I had that the other day and delicious. And if you can't get to Rita's, they can come to you. Order on Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats as well. Rita's also has a mobile unit available to come to events. There is no reason not to have Rita's. All right, let's see what the morning roundup holds for us. Bob Miller is in the studio. Morning Roundup is sponsored by Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Window tinting, paint protection film, ceramic coating, vinyl wraps like on the Good Morning Frederick car. Also, customized leather upholstered car seats. They can take care of all your aftermarket enhancements. Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Accessories for any lifestyle. Find them on Urbana Pike or at autotrim-md.com. Oh, well, look, I stalled enough that you're both here. I like it.
Good
Chris
morning.
Michaels and Bob Miller in the studio talking the morning roundup here in Frederick. How are you guys today?
Well, good morning, my friend. Doing well. Hope everything is well with you. Listen, two things, Bob Miller, I want to make clear is yesterday was a little rough because you weren't here. You weren't here to calm me down. We went way too long with the segment because of me. We were like 5 minutes over, I think, 9:30, because I wouldn't shut up.
Wow.
See, that's Bob. Bob is great at shutting me up when it's time to shut up. So,
well, you know, I don't know if you know this, Chris, but if you look at, I guess that is your left arm. Hold that up for just a second. Your left arm.
My left arm.
Yeah.
Sure, right here.
No. See the thing at the end of your wrist, right there before your hand. It's called a watch.
Yes.
It keeps track of time. You might want to look at that every now and then, or there's one on your computer. Just saying. I'm just saying.
He gets on a roll. He gets on a roll, and we were chatting, and he was complimenting me. So of course I was going to leave him on as long as possible, but you know.
So if you hear the noise, I have tree trimmers out here at my house today, and so they showed up right on time, but then the dogs went berserk. And they're right outside my door. They're doing that. Now, here's a question I asked. Well, not asked it yet, but there was a pile of debris. We cut down a couple of branches, my son did when he was here the other day out by our patio, and we stuck them on a pile that my mom had. And so I asked them, I'm like, hey, do you guys think you could take care of that pile over there? And they're like, I don't know if we can do that or not. But they did. So my question is, I only had like $28.50 in my pocket. And so I took it out there and I said, hey, this is all I've got, all the money I got. I'm really sorry. My wife's like, well, that's not enough money to tip somebody for doing something extra. And I thought, well, I thought it was. I mean, I was also going to give them some turkey jerky that we got from the Hillside Turkey Farm up in Thurmont. So, but
yeah,
and
I am always a little bit the tipping. We are kind of crazy with the tipping right now. Now, I do think something, doing whatever you can. Typically, see, I hold on to things like gift cards and things like that, and that's what I'll give people. But I don't often have cash to tip, and then I'll ask if somebody has Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, because I do have money there that I can typically get to people, but then that seems like a hassle. So then I don't know. It's a tough one though, but I'm really glad they did take it because I mean, unless it was like a huge job.
Oh no. I mean, it was maybe 8 trips or something to the wood chipper, maybe a little bit more. And because I have worked in the service industry, and and it's nice to be, because it wasn't on their their
it was
sheet.
extra.
Right, it was extra stuff that they had to do, and it wasn't on there. So I figured that I would reward that. Now I was good with just giving them the turkey sticks from Hillside. So because I know Timmy the turkey. So
yeah, you are very familiar with Timmy the turkey.
Very familiar with Timmy the turkey. So, and then yesterday, the reason why I wasn't here is because, of course, the state of Maryland has a big stick up their butt and makes me go out and get my my truck, get a inspection, and then and the gazillion dollars they want and all the hoops and the whatever they make you jump through to get
how much
something.
Now does it cost to transfer tags from Florida to Maryland?
I had that written up. It was like, I'm not sure exactly, because what they do is, number one, I had it up, but I think it's like $100 and maybe $200 just to transfer the tags. That's just for 1 year. And then usually for trucks, they make you do 2 years. And then they want you to kind of prove how much you paid for it, so they can do a tax on how much money your vehicle's worth.
That is just insanity. Like that, right? Maryland gets that. That is insanity.
So that, and then trying to get my driver's license, which, I have a real ID from the state of Florida, which I thought I got from the state of Maryland and just showed Florida, go there, and they went ahead and did it. I don't know why there can't be reciprocity across the United States. If you've got a real ID, Danny or Chris, and you bring it from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Florida, it doesn't matter. You've already gone through the stuff that you need to go through. And they just go, okay, you've already done it. I'm okay with paying. I mean, I'm not, but the $72 to get it changed. But then they want
$72 to change your license over.
Yep. To just stand there and get your picture taken. And then you have to prove, you have to have your birth certificate. A certificate of birth is not good enough. You have to have your birth certificate. And then you have to have your social security card. Then you have to prove where you live. And I'm like, goodness gracious. I mean, I get, having someplace, that shows where you live. Okay, I get that. But the certificate of birth. I mean, like I said on the air, I was born in Washington, D.C. I'm lucky I've got anything. Yeah. But I do have it. I mean, I do have that because I showed it to him when I got it the last time. But
I know. It's nuts. Well, and here's the other thing that's nuts, because this is happening quite a bit lately. People freaking out that they can't fly now because they don't have real ID. And I said, I swear it was at least 10 years ago that they said this was coming in 2025. It might have been a little bit less, but I remember I was so panicked. I went out and did it like the first month because I thought, wait, I can't do anything without real ID. But there are a lot of people who still have not gone through it. And I think there are people who have renewed their licenses in the meantime and never got the real ID during the renewal, which I think
if you're not planning on flying, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should still get it, even if you're not planning on flying. And look, Danny, I agree with you. This has been going on a while, okay? When I programmed the PSAs for WFMD, and one of the PSAs I made sure I programmed in, of course, obviously PSAs to inform the public. One of the PSAs I made sure I programmed, and we run actually frequently, is the Real ID PSA, so people remember that you have to get that done. Now, what Bob says, I agree. It's ridiculous because the Real ID is a federal thing, okay? It should be uniform, okay? It's a federal thing. It's not a state thing. So if you're going from Florida to New York or to Maryland or whatever the case is, why should you have to do anything different? It's a federal thing. You do it once, and that's it. And you should be able to transfer.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, interesting.
Nope, because Maryland's got a stick up its butt. So let's do
real quickly.
Stickectomy.
Stickectomy. I wonder if that's a real thing. We were talking about that.
The old Rush Limbaugh's. He did something a lot better, which was better. I can't say it here, but
my question was on the morning show: does insurance cover removing that stick from your rear area? And I can tell you, the company we work for, it wouldn't cover it. I'm lucky it covers just going to a doctor for regular stuff.
Okay, Chris, I have a winch on my my Mickey Moto side by side. I'll be glad to hook it up.
There you go.
Anybody in Annapolis who needs that to take care of, I'll be glad to yank it out for you, free of charge. Might hurt a bit, It's like when Danny went and got the tube taken out of her, after her surgery. It might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. You might feel a little pinch.
Yeah.
Just make sure nothing else comes out when you yank it out with the stick. We don't want any other problems. But listen, real quickly, Danny, before we get to news, we look at you as the voice of reason for Bob and I, okay? All right?
Gosh.
And I need your opinion, no pressure. I need to ask you if Bob's right or if I'm right, okay?
Oh,
We're doing a contest at WFMD to win tickets to see a tribute to ABBA, a tribute band to ABBA, however you want to call them, okay?
ABBA.
There's different ways you could call it. Anyway, so I'm of the firm belief that we should make it a little tougher for our listeners. So what I do is I play an ABBA song, okay? And the listeners have to text in. I don't tell the listeners when it's going to be played. The listeners on the text line have to name said ABBA song. The first one to do it wins those tickets.
Okay,
now,
first you need to just please say ABBA. ABBA.
Okay, ABBA. Well, that's what I normally say is ABBA. I don't know why I got ABBA, but ABBA.
Yeah.
So that's the way I do it, and I make it a little tougher on the listeners. Now, there's been complaints and controversy that I'm not playing ABBA songs that are well known,
right.
And I think I've done that. Okay, what say you, Danny? Should I do it the way I am, or make it easy for the listeners?
All right. So I have been in promotions and marketing for a long, long time, and my thing is, I use the KISS theory as often as I possibly can. So keeping it simple, easy, just letting it go, let the people win, is my go-to. Now, if the prize was super value, like you got to go backstage and meet the band and get the limo ride, yes, make it hard. But for tickets, I want to hear Dancing Queen. Dancing Queen should be on there. Their top 10 hits that everybody knows, where you didn't have to live in Sweden to know what songs were being played. I think that is where you should be. Because I'll tell you right now, people are probably using Shazam to figure out what daggone song you're playing anyway. So really, does it matter?
No, but Knowing Me, Knowing You is a popular song. That's a well-known song by.
Did somebody say that was hard?
Well, no, not.
I say all of them are hard. I'm like, just play Dancing Queen, and I would tell them what time I'm going to play it.
It's not fun like that.
It is play the hits. Chris is like
programming. A programming little thing is we're not going to tell you, so you have to listen longer. Right. I get that.
You tell them what hour it's going to be. You tell them about when it's going to be, and they all write it down in the diary. That's what you're supposed to do. Chris is like, this year is from 1975. It made it all the way up to number 39 on the hit chart.
39. Where you get 39?
We get it, Andy. We get it. You used to be a music DJ. So did I. And the very first guy who sat there and told me, he said, nobody wants to hear you talk and play the hits. That's what they told me.
Yeah, here you go. Gary Morton agrees. Top 10 playlist.
Yep. I do. That's what the first song he played. I'm like, nobody's ever heard of that.
That peaked at number 14. I know the song. It peaked at number 14. Not only that, but it was a year-end top 100 song.
Ever. I would not have known that song.
So, okay.
It was Billy Don't Be a Hero by Coven, So, I mean.
That was a good song. I like that one.
It might be a great song, and ABBA fans would know it, but we're trying to give away tickets to an ABBA tribute band. And you've got to make it simple. Gotta make it simple.
I don't even think I knew Billy Don't Be a Hero was ABBA.
No.
I was just making because he was saying it was a top 100 song, and I'm like,
well,
Billy, don't be a hero.
It was a top 100. For a minute. I'm like, I didn't think that was an ABBA song.
Hold on. It was a top 100 year-end song, okay? If you're able to make top 100 year-end songs, that was great. Now, the song by ABBA I played was a number 14 song on the charts. It was a top 15. It was a popular song. Now, also, let me just say this, Danny. I do say the hour it's going to be played. I say it's either 7 o'clock hour or 8 o'clock hour. I refuse to be like Bob and say, hey, the song will be played at 7:33 and 22 seconds. So be ready. And this is the song. I want to have a little fun. And I like to do different songs. I'm not going to do Dancing Queen the whole week. Maybe I will do it one day this week.
Why not? You're like, hey, if you hear Dancing Queen, you be the first, texter number 5. Boom, there you go. But hey, I'm old school. I tried to give stuff away. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just,
well, the end goal is we want people to get the tickets and use them. That's the whole point. But
correct. But the listeners know they've guessed right. The listeners have guessed right. And I'm going to be honest with you, Danny. We only do maybe 15 seconds of the song, so you don't really have a whole lot of time to get to Shazam or whatever it is you're out there.
That's why it has to be a really well-known song.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this.
It's like arguing with a liberal, Danny, because he's going to keep arguing until you agree with him. Chris, you're right. You're so amazing. Hey, how about those Orioles? And what's going on in Frederick, for goodness sake? So, I mean,
no. I'm going to say one more thing to defend myself, Danny. And this
you have to get on board with. One more thing, Kai. Go right ahead, Kai.
That's it. Look, listen, Danny, I wait till the song title. I play the song until the song title is actually said in said song. You can't make it easier.
It doesn't matter.
ABBA said in the song, I do. It makes it so. It makes it easy. And our listeners have gotten it. You know what? This is me patting myself on the back. Matter of fact, program director, I deserve a raise.
Outnumbered. He's had not only you and I disagree with him, Gary Morton also disagrees, and yet you're like, yep, plowing along. I'm going to keep doing it the way I want to do it.
You're the boss, so you're allowed to.
Yeah.
My program director said I'm doing a great job with it. He's happy with it. So toodles to the program director. Thank you.
Whoever you are. Yeah. We all know that program directors are morons. So, as a matter of fact, I think you said that right before you became the program director, that the other guy was a moron. Play the hits, man. Play the hits.
Play this.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna have to get he's gonna have to take an asthma hit. I could do sports while you're taking a break there, Chris. You okay?
I'm sorry. That had me dying. I actually really knocked off my headphones. Inside joke. That was Bob. That was a good one.
Thank you.
That was a good one. That was all right. With that being said, I'll get to news right now. That was hysterical. All right. In serious news, a 20-year-old El Salvadorian national with ties to MS-13 has been arrested after illegally entering the U.S., Danny, for the 5th time. He's from here in Frederick. So, yeah. The National Fire Academy is once again holding classes. Classes began on June 2nd over in Emmitsburg. And the U.S. Supreme Court has turned away a challenge on Maryland's assault weapons ban. All that and more. You can head to our website for more information at WFMD.com. Just click local news, and you can also hear the local news on our news station, Free Talk 930, WFMD. And real quickly, getting into weather, it is, as Tim May would say, beautiful outside. It's currently 70 out there, clear skies. Daniel, we're going to get to a high of 88 today, down to a low of 63 tonight with a few passing clouds. Don't see much of a chance of rain. Same for tomorrow, except it'll be partly cloudy skies. We get to a high of around 90, low of 64 tomorrow. And then Friday looking at 86 and low 66. It's going to be a great day for a baseball game. I'll be over there with our colleagues at WFMD and the other station over at the Frederick Keys game, watching the Keys take on West Virginia. So it'll be a fun night.
The Key season opens. It is the opening tonight, right?
Today. Yep. Correct. Yep.
Yeah, very good. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for that, Chris. All right, Bob, what's happening?
Cubs beat the Nationals yesterday. Michael Busch hit his 9th homer of the season, drove in 3 runs, finished a double shy of the cycle, 8-3 over the Nationals. The Cubs have won their 3rd straight, 15 out of 19. Same 2 teams again tonight down at Nats Park at 6:40. Colton Cowser, welcome him back to the Orioles lineup. He hit his first game back and after being activated from a 60-day injured list with a broken thumb. He helped the Orioles beat the Seattle Mariners last night by a score of 5-1. The Orioles will try to make it 2 in a row against Seattle. They might have to stay up a little late for this one, 9:40 start time on the West Coast. And sad news out of football, former Minnesota Vikings defensive end Jim Marshall, one of the 4 members of the famed Purple People Eaters, that front that formed the backbone of those 4 Super Bowl teams, died Tuesday after a long hospitalization for an undisclosed illness. He was 87.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Sending prayers out to his family and friends and appreciate all the updates in our morning roundup this morning. I love our little debates, Chris. I do. I love it. I do.
It's okay. You know, the 2 of you are allowed to be wrong today. It's no problem. It's no big deal. I just corrected
The 2
you.
of
So
who?
there you go. The 2 of you.
Who?
Danny and Bob right there.
Well, I will say this again, coming from the promotions director side, if you don't get a winner, that's on you. You're going to have to stand on the corner and hand out those tickets.
Yes, no, Danny, all joking aside, that's why we did defer to you, because you've been doing this for a long time. I will say we did get some winners. So, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll take Danny's advice and I'll make it a little bit easier tomorrow for our listeners. Although I will say we've had winners. So congratulations to those winners.
Well, that's because we tell them the name of the song.
We don't tell them the name of the song, Bob. That's the whole purpose.
You're like after the highlight of the whatever it is, the chorus, and you're like, well, Bob, you know me, right? And I know you, and that's the name.
Well, I did that to be funny. That wasn't the exact title. See, look, this is why we can never end the show on time, because there's always a debate between Bob and myself.
Yeah, I'm going to finish that because I've got a meeting with Timmy the turkey.
All right. Hey, listen, tell Timmy we'll see him on Thanksgiving, okay?
All right. All right.
All right. We'll see you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Oh, my gracious. I'm telling you. Yeah, Tommy, that's right. Orioles, possible 2-game winning streak. Maybe things are looking brighter. Oh, that's so sad. And if you're a Seattle Mariner, you can't be happy at all to lose to the Orioles right now. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to be back with what's happening in Frederick. And you're going to meet Sarah from Butters Breads. Then we're going to get to Scott Marcerone from Let There Be Rock School Fest, which is happening this weekend. All of that comes up just after
this. Portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
At Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic, we understand how pain can hold you back. We're here to understand what you're going through. For a limited time, you can schedule your first visit for just $50. Give us a call and mention Good Morning Frederick, and let's get you feeling better.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shannon Flannery beyond compare.
Experience an unforgettable vacation at the Salty Seahorse on the 4x4 beach in Corolla, North Carolina. Enjoy the pool, relax in the hot tub, fish, and kayak right off the private dock. The Salty Seahorse will be your forever vacation home. Go to thesaltyseahorse2201.com. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue, family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company. They cook in small batches to ensure the food is as fresh as it can be. Find them at intensebarbecue.com. Have their food and satisfy your meat tooth. All right, shoe collection is happening for Souls of Joy. You can also donate whatever you can afford. $5 would be great from every single viewer. That would allow me to hit my 300 pair goal. Or if you're out shopping, please drop off new shoes at the home of everything Frederick, Wednesdays to Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right, got a giveaway for you. If you want to head to the Spirits of Maryland, right here in Frederick on the grounds of visitation, text SPIRITS to 888-465-2944. That's 888-465-2944. Winners will be selected and notified by text. All right, now through Saturday, Fort County Lions Club Carnival is happening at the Mount Airy Carnival Grounds. And tomorrow, it is here, the Touch a Truck event at the Frederick Fairgrounds. You can ride the mechanical bull for free, thanks to Good Morning Frederick and Shannon Flannery, the real estate goddess of Mauer Realty, and the founder of Everything Frederick and more, as well as the home of Everything Frederick. T-shirts will be for sale for $20. You will want to bring $20 to spend on these T-shirts. I tell you that right now. They're great. The shirts are great. You're going to want one, so make sure to come planned ready for that. 5 to 8 is live at 5 with the Dan McGuire Band. It's 21 and up and a $6 entry. On Friday, if you went to high school in Frederick County, please come and celebrate with us at Benstown Happy Hour. $5 crushes in the evenings, all evening long, which I love about Benstown. I was just there yesterday for their 1-year anniversary celebration, and I chatted with Greg Brown. We'll have his interview coming up later this week as well. June 7th is First Saturday Downtown. Now, we've got, pop-up vendors, and we've got children's book author Natalie Kerpelman is Ventures with Katie. She will be at the shop, and we've got live music as well. Come to the home of Everything Frederick this first Saturday and have a great time. From 2 to 9 p.m., Let There Be Rock School Fest is at the AmVets Farm, and the proceeds benefit Rhythm Changes organization. We're going to hear from Scott Marcerone about that event coming up in just a couple minutes. June 8th, the summer concert series kicks off at the Baker Park Bandshell. We have a pregame live broadcast with WFRE, and also at 5 p.m., the conference finals, game 2. Flying Cows have to win. They're at home, 5 p.m. on Sunday, June 8th. June 11th, it is Cocktails and Conversations at the home of Everything Frederick. We have special guest speaker Whitney Hahn will be there. It's free. Come on out and enjoy and meet some people and maybe learn something. And June 13th is Key City Rotary's Low Key Festival. It is at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite. We'd love to see you out there. All right. I know it had to be a quick one, but if you want all those events, click on that link that is in the description of this stream, and you can get to the calendar with everything on it. And I'm going to go through, I think, one more time how easy it is to look at that calendar, but we'll have to do that on a day when we don't have so much to do. All right, we're going to take one more quick break. Then we're going to come back with Sarah from Butters Breads and Scott from Let There Be Rock School Fest. telling us about all of that happening this weekend. And that comes up just after this. Who's always wanted to go to Alaska? Well, that's me. And I'm putting together a trip June 9th through June 20th of 2026. I would love for you to join me. I'm working together with Antietam World Travel Service to put together an amazing itinerary featuring both land and sea. We're going to see all the great stuff you see when you go to Alaska. I promise it's going to be a lot of fun. Go to bit.ly/Alaska2 for more information.
Hi, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood shower door expert. Upgrade your bathroom with a beautiful glass shower door, custom fit to accent your space and make getting into your shower one of the highlights of your day. Come see us at our brand new showroom in Frederick, Maryland, or online at showerdoorexperts.com.
Get your tickets for Key City Rotary's Low Key Festival happening Friday, June 13th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater. It's an all-ages, family-friendly event with live music with the band Acute Triangle, grilled cheese, please, and MR Cheesecake's food trucks. Purchase adult beverages from Rockwell Brewery and Simply Theory Wine. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Just search Low Key Festival. Thanks to Georgetown Insurance for their support.
Yes, and that's going to be a great event. Hope to see you out there. A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they're located right here in Frederick. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding. They can also take care of your windows and gutters and even build you a new patio or deck. How nice would it be to sit out in this beautiful weather on a brand new deck? Nothing beats it. Call Sandra at 301-703-2157, or you can email her at info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just let Sandra know you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. That's right. She does great work. All right. It looks like Brandon might be signed in. So we're going to flip things around a little bit. We're going to put Sarah on just after. And since they're here, let's just see if they are here. Oh, they might just be on mute. Actually, you know what? We're going to run Sarah. We're going to stick to the plan, Danny. All right. We're going to see who's making the market great. Market Maker sponsored by Maryland Lottery with tons of ways to win. Hot scratch-offs like Big Money, where your $5 ticket could net you $50,000, or the $2 Monopoly ticket with a top prize of $10,000. Go to mdlottery.com for all the details. Plus, you can scan the app and scan your ticket. Download the app. Scan your tickets to see if you're a winner. Plus, I'm going to have Maryland Lottery scratch-offs for everyone over 18 at the booth at Touch a Truck. So come by and get one. You must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. All right. I got a chance to sit down with the cutest, sweetest girl, Sarah from Butters Breads. I love her, and you got to check out her socials. She's amazing. Here she is. 401 North Market Street. It is the home of everything Frederick. You can come here and get all kinds of great stuff, but you can't get the bread from Sarah. Butters Bread. Sarah is joining me today. Thank you for coming on Good Morning Frederick.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
Well, I'm so excited to have you. And what a journey you've been on fairly recently.
Yes.
So, okay, you bake bread.
Yes.
You brought me a sample. I'm not sharing with anyone. I love the bread. You can tell. I'm Italian and I love the bread. Sourdough is your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's been a craze, but I think I've just kind of come upon people who are really growing this market of sourdough bread.
You're not wrong. I think that it really made a resurgence during COVID.
Absolutely.
When the grocery stores were running low on certain staples like baker's yeast, which is, very common. You can usually find it. But during the pandemic, there was a shortage. So folks were at home, they had the time, and they started to get curious again about the old ways of doing things and discovering wild yeast, which is sourdough.
Okay. That wild yeast. I
Yes.
didn't even think about it in that way. You're
Yes.
the first person actually who's brought that up. Now, there are tons of stories on the internet and people I know about the starter.
Yes.
You have to have a starter. First of all, does yours have a name?
Absolutely. So I ordered my starter specifically dehydrated from San Francisco.
Okay, that's where, I was going to say that was my first entry into sourdough. I used to do tours out of California. Was in San Francisco a lot.
Great.
The bread bowls with the crab soup or whatever sort of chowder or whatever was in it. Amazing. So you got yours from San Francisco.
Yes, I specifically ordered it from San Francisco because that's kind of like the heart of where it started in the U.S.
All right.
And because she's from San Francisco, her name is Fran.
I love it, Fran. Okay. And this is just so fascinating to me, but there are starters that have been going for generations. So
Yes.
how does that work? So you are able to pull a little bit and then refeed it flour and water just to keep it growing?
Yes.
Oh, this is so
However,
fascinating. Oh.
I would caution anyone, you're going to see places and people online that are trying to sell starter that are like from the 1800s. and from the Oregon Trail. And okay, so the thing is, when that happens, you're continuously, like you said, feeding it. So you're feeding it water and flour, and then you're using a portion of it to bake. So we have to remember, though, that it's diluting out the original.
Yeah.
So you're really not getting a starter
it's like
from like
saying
the 1800s.
your grandmother is from the Oregon Trail and it's just generations beyond.
Yeah,
and
eventually
she's not really the same.
It just becomes wherever that starter lived in the last place before you got it. That's
it.
really
That's
where
right.
it's coming
Okay.
from. So
that
don't
does
be
make
fooled.
more sense, obviously. Yes, because you're just it's getting less and less of the original and more of your own
Correct.
flavor.
Yes.
Okay, so do you do more than bread?
I've started to dabble and expand into other products, but I will be honest with you, bread is like that's at
where
my
the heart of it is,
yes.
yeah.
And there are tons of recipes that you can find online that incorporate sourdough, specifically discard, which I'm not a huge fan of discard, but we could talk about that all day. But you can do chocolate chip cookies, which I've done.
Yeah.
Focaccia is another type of bread, but it's a little bit different than your classic artisan loaves.
Yeah.
So I've ventured into other things, cinnamon rolls, things like that. But my heart and my passion is really with the bread.
Yeah. Okay. As a cottage baker, you're baking in your home. How tough is it? That's been the one big thing about trying to plan out.
Oh boy.
So you do a lot of the farmers markets.
Yes.
That's where you've really started to expand. So I'm assuming coming up to a farmers market, you're trying to plan out the baking times and the rising times and all of that.
Yes. Fortunately, I have a very active starter. So when I go to bulk her up, meaning when I go to basically make all that starter to accommodate all that bread, she reacts very quickly.
Wow.
Now, if you have a starter that has been in the refrigerator for a little while or that you haven't really worked with, it can take longer. But that being said, my baking schedule is tight. It is a 2-day process.
Okay.
So there's a lot of overlap in the
Yeah.
process. Like one day you're going to have to do dough, and then the next day you're going to have to bake that dough. But then you have to start prepping dough for the next market coming
Right.
up. And then I have a lot of porch pickup orders and very loyal customers.
Nice.
In between.
Okay.
So it's never really a set schedule, and you just
It's
kind of
just
have
constant.
to figure it out as you go. Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so you were a government contractor.
Yes.
And recently, with all of the upheaval, you just said, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I'm just I'm ripping the Band-Aid, and I'm
Yep.
going full time.
as of April 15th, I quit my full-time position as a government contractor, and it was something that was on my heart that I wanted to go full-time.
Yeah.
And then just with everything happening right now, it was like,
a good excuse.
yeah, why not? Why
Yeah.
not now?
Yeah.
If not now, never.
Right,
so,
right.
yeah, but it was, I'm going to be honest with you, it was a very heart-wrenching decision
Yeah.
to leave because I actually really liked
Oh, you
my
don't-
full-time job.
Okay.
I was a software analyst with the FAA, and I got to say that was like, shout out to them. That was literally the best job I've ever had. So it was very
that's tough.
bittersweet to have to
Yeah.
make that decision.
Yeah.
But everyone was super supportive and they understood and, you know, really good people. So it wasn't anything like bad terms.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
it was
you,
very
that was
supportive.
tough. That was a tough
It was
decision.
so tough because those people were great to work
Oh,
with.
yeah. And how long were you there?
Just shy of 4 years.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And okay, so how can people get a hold of your bread if they can't go to the market? You say you do porch pickups.
Yes, I do
and
porch
so
pickup.
do people go online? Do you have some sort of ordering timing and all of that?
So thankfully right now I've been able to work on social media platforms.
Okay.
People usually reach out on Facebook,
All right.
Instagram, but it always seems to work out that
Great.
the people, when they need the bread, it works into my time frame. And if it doesn't, we just have that conversation and we figure it out.
Yeah.
But the best place that you can come and get it and see all the new flavors that I'm trying to introduce and incorporate and rotate around, come to those farmers markets
Yeah.
because not only are you going to get my bread, but you're going to see all these other fantastic vendors, and we have food trucks and local music, and it's incredible. Produce, all the artisans, it's just a really good experience.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And the farmers markets are all posted in our Everything Frederick calendar, and you know where to get that. But if you don't, click on the link in the description of the video and you'll see it. Because the farmers markets are so important to cottage businesses and small artisans
Yes,
and, you know, our
absolutely.
farmers and things like that. So I'm all about supporting them as well. And you can see Sarah and get her bread. Fran, get a little piece of Fran when you purchase your breads. If there was one thing you'd want people to know about you and your baking, what would that be?
I would say that there's a difference, and it's not just with me. Like, I don't mean to speak for other cottage bakers, but I think this is pretty universal amongst all of us. It's that what we do is we do it because we love it, and you can literally, I feel like, taste the difference when someone has made something that they're passionate about, that they care about. So when you buy bread from someone like me, a cottage baker or another small business, it's different than when you buy the industrialized bread in the grocery store. If you have a concern or problem or a question and you come to someone like us, we're going to care, and it's going to make the difference. So
plus it doesn't have all that crap inside.
Oh yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
You know, it's not filled with preservatives and all that other stuff, which I think a lot of people are really now trying to be educated about and get the real things. I mean, you're talking 3 or 4 ingredients, right?
Water, flour, salt.
Yeah, and then maybe some flavorings as far as natural, you know, things that you put in there. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who try cottage bakers' breads aren't having the reactions that they have when they buy even store-bought sourdough or store-bought other brands, because not all that stuff is in it.
Yes,
so,
and it's the process too.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being a part of the Frederick community. We
Yes,
can't
thank
wait to see
you.
what you do next. Check her out at all the farmers markets. I'll have all her socials on screen for you so you can order for yourself, and I can't wait to have my bread.
Thank you so much.
you. All right. Want to thank Sarah for joining us. Check her out. You can go to her socials on Facebook and find out where she's going to be next selling her bread. All right. Let's talk about who is doing good in our neighborhood. doing good in the neighborhood is sponsored by the Healing Storm Holistic Wellness. Shannon and her team strive to make sure you're seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative holistic healing methods to relieve your stress and pain with Reiki, massage therapy, lymphatic massage, and more. Check out thehealingstorm.com for more details and to schedule an appointment today. Oh, we got them. We got everybody now. Hey, guys, we got Scott Marcerone from Let There Be Rock School and Brandon Dull from Rhythm Changes. Welcome to Good Morning, Frederick.
Thanks, Danny, for having us.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. So glad to have you guys. So the Let There Be Rock School Fest is this Saturday, 2 until at the AmVets Farm. Scott, you guys have been putting on these events for a long time now. Tell us a little bit about why these events are important to the students of the Let There Be Rock School and the families as well.
Well, I mean, we've partnered with Brandon Dahl and Rhythm Changes, which is an amazing nonprofit here local. And we're raising money for some underprivileged kids here in Frederick County that want to be a part of, our musical family and just music in general. And this is the third year we've been doing it with Brandon, and we put on an awesome show for the public, and a lot of our students are involved. And then we actually have some local awesome headlining bands that are part of this year's concert, which is Gatwick and Marzi Maddox and Milk Mountain. And so we'll showcase a lot of our awesome students. Meanwhile, raising some money for some local youth here.
Okay, that's great. And Brandon, remind our viewers about Rhythm Changes, kind of what made you get started and how you contribute to kids getting kind of into music and affording it for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rhythm Changes is really focused on just a variety of music programs and helping kids afford, programs like Let There Be Rock School that Scott's running. And we like to just come together with just great after school programming and raise some money for these kids. Let There Be Rock Fest is our biggest fundraiser for the Let There Be Rock School. And we love all the kids there. And we're really just a community aid for young musicians.
Yeah, and look, we all know that when you get kids involved in things in school, it keeps them out of trouble mostly, right? Gives them something to focus on, something to learn. Not only, musicians, really great at math, really focused on a lot of other things, which is really, really cool. All right, so Scott, tell us about if people want to come and support this event on Saturday, what do they need to do?
They need to show up. So it starts at 12 o'clock. Gates are open. We'll be there from 12 to 8 all day long at AmVets on the farm, which is on Old National Pike right next to Tree Trekkers. I know sometimes people have problems finding it when they put the address in their GPS, but if you put in Tree Trekkers and pull into the driveway and take a right, that'll take us right back to the AmVets on the farm pavilions, and you'll see the big stage and you'll hear all the great music that's going to be happening all day long.
Yeah, so people can buy their tickets as well at the gate, or should they buy through Eventbrite?
Well, Brandon, if you want to shoot them, about Eventbrite, I know, there are tickets available online, pre-sale tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pre-sale tickets online on Eventbrite. Some people really prefer to do that with their mobile devices, and we'll also have tickets on sale at the door.
Okay. And if someone can't attend this weekend but wants to support, I think they can just go to rhythmchanges.org, right? And donate directly online. And then that way you are really helping kids in Frederick County to either start, continue, or, find a passion in music, which, I think is really great. I know, Scott, how long? 15 years? How long have you guys been doing Let There Be Rock School?
We celebrated 15 years this past January, so
It's
it's coming up
amazing.
on 16 real quick.
Sweet 16. I can't wait to be there for that party, but you've impacted hundreds and hundreds of people, young people and adults, in either kind of starting or continuing a music career. You've had some bands do really well and get some national exposure as well, which has got to be exciting. You got to feel like a dad to all these people going out there in the world and playing. What is that like?
Well, the best form of, I guess flattery is when they go away and come back and start working for us and want to be still part of the program and give back. So that's the best feeling in the world. And we've been to some rock school weddings and seeing these kids find their people and then build lifelong friendships and even finding their significant others is pretty cool to watch.
It is very cool, and it shows that what you're really creating, this culture, this vibe, this family of people surrounding it's really wonderful. And anybody that I ever talk to who has a student or a spouse or a significant other in playing at the rock school says the same thing. I think they're your biggest champions for sure. All right, so this Saturday, noon, gates open at the AmVets Farm. There's a huge sign right on 144. You'll see it. So, yeah, like Scott says, put in tree trekkers right next door. You can head up there. There's plenty of covered pavilions. I'm assuming you guys will have, Brandon, why don't you tell you their food trucks and all that sort of stuff there too?
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have food. We're going to have beverages. Liquidity Ale Works is going to be there serving some beverages. And, bring a lawn chair, bring a canopy. It's a dog-friendly event. So
nice.
You'll have everything you need.
And
Rain
it's
or
a huge
shine.
space. Yeah. It's a great space out there. And hopefully we have great weather for you guys to play all day. And I think it's great. What an experience for some of these kids to play with bands that, might have some more recognition or that they might look up to. I know that that's always a cool thing too when you guys put on these shows.
Yeah, they get really excited about that. That's a big thing. Doing, our program, is our program. We do shows every 12 to 14 weeks, but we really try to drive home all these extra shows and extra opportunities for our students that, they wouldn't normally have an opportunity to play, and they get really excited about that. Their parents get excited about it. The public comes out. We have a great support system here locally. People look forward to coming out and watching our students play and partner up with somebody like Rhythm Changes and Brandon, who does, as I call it, the good work, is probably some of the best events we've ever done. So
Yeah.
we always love doing stuff with Rhythm Changes, and it's been a really awesome connection we've made. So we appreciate you, Brandon, as you know. So I thank
Right
you.
back at you, Scott.
Well, we appreciate both of you guys investing and reinvesting in our people here in and around Frederick and extending beyond. We think that's so important, and we're so happy that you guys are here in Frederick and wish you all the best for Saturday. It is the Let There Be Rock School Fest. Look it up on Eventbrite. Get your tickets now or donate directly to Rhythm Changes, and you will have an impact on a youngster's maybe music career that could take off. You never know. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Danny, thank you so much for always being a champion of our school and our local youth here in Frederick County. So we thank you for having us, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you guys too. And you always have time on this show for sure. Just always let me know what you guys are doing, and I'll have you back.
Thank you so much.
Have a great one. All right. Want to thank those guys. Oh, got Brandon back on. There we go. All right. Want to thank Scott and Brandon for joining us on Good Morning Frederick this morning. I love when we can partner together to do great things. And that's what Rhythm Changes and Brandon have done with Scott and Let There Be Rock School and all the organizations that work together in our community. It happens way more frequently than you may even realize. We have such a collaborative community here in Frederick, business-wise, nonprofit-wise, and the likes. And we couldn't do it without you. So thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and actually helping all of us to do what we love to do. And that is to be great, Frederick, right? Let's do